Greetings, fellow artists. I'm Jay, pronounced like this, Jay Chaya. It's Polish in case you were wondering. It's to pass on what I've learned from my many mistakes to the next generation. Not the mistakes, but the solution to those mistakes, so that you can just skip all that and go right on to greatness. Remember, it's not a screw up, it's a learning experience. So let's just jump right in, okay? Now, you may have seen some of these pour paintings and thought, well, those are pretty cool. I wish I could do that. And let me tell you, you can do it. It's kind of magic. There's just a few things you have to remember, and you can do it without 20 years of art study. What are you going to need? You're going to need some acrylic paint. Oops, upside down. You're going to need some acrylic paint. I use house paint often because house paint is acrylic paint. And I also just buy whatever's like reasonable. And it all works just fine. I'm going to use this scraps I found on the floor. I thought, oh, look at this mess. What am I going to do with this? So this is what I'm going to do with these. All different kinds and sizes and brands and everything. But we're going to make pour painting with it. So we need acrylic paint. We need a ground. Anything flat and smooth. Glass even. This is a little canvas. You're going to need some cups. I get them from the dollar store, and they are $1. I use tongue depressors to mix the magic mix. And I use Elmer's school glue, and I buy it by the gallon. And I use this stuff. It's L'Oreal Extraordinary Oil, I believe it's called. Perhaps got a French word on there. And you can get it, of course, anywhere there's hair products. You need silicone. Look at the ingredients on the back. If the second ingredient at least says dimethicone, that is silicone. This is the best stuff I've ever used. There's your recipe. Make a screenshot if you need to. Copy it down if you need to. It's very simple. All right, so we're gonna mix. We got our glue 1-to-1 with the paint. We're mixing it like, ugh, that's too thick. Oh, but it's red though, so I like red. Oh, that's still too thick. I'm adding water, like 1 eyedropper full at a time, and stir, 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 stir. Okay, too thick, but it is red. I like red. So that's so there's our colors that we mixed. I think I mixed them correctly. Let's see. Let's check this. Let's check this blue. Ew, that's too darn thick. Damn burn. It's got a little stream coming out. How do you tell if it's too thick? See the little string coming out? That string is too thick. When the little string hits the paint in the cup, it should not make a mound like a little dog poo-poo. That's too thick. It should not make a hole like when a rabbit pees in the snow. That's too thin. If it's too thick, your paint will crack. If it's too thin, your paint will run. So we want it just right. So when that little string comes down and hits the paint in the cup, it should just disappear into the cup. Then you got it right. Now we're going to do a flip cup. You get your little cup, and you pour your colors in there that you've prepared on top of each other, kind of like a parfait. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and keep doing that until you think you got enough paint to do your canvas. And there's the red. Oh yeah, red will help. Now water likes to go where other water is, and so I'm putting on some of my white wet stuff on there, spreading it around so that when I flip the cup, it'll have somewhere to go. This doesn't have to be really perfect and perfectly neat and all that. It just needs a place to go. And I'm doing the edges because I want it to fall off the edges too. If you do your edges, you might not have to frame it. There's our parfait. Flip. We're just going to let it drip down and flip for a while. Oh, I don't know how long. How long do you think? I don't know. Up to you. You're the artist. Oop. Pull it up and it does this, which is kind of pretty in itself. But we're not going to just leave it. Now, if you've got your paint the right consistency, you tilt it around like this, and you won't have trouble. Otherwise, you will. If one of them's real thin and one of them's real thick, it's not going to work as well for you. I've speeded this up because this is a kind of a tedious, slightly boring part.
So I've speeded it up, but the point is that we're going to let that flow all over smoothly, all over the canvas. Sometimes I have to encourage it in the corners like that, and do the sides, and that's about it. Now, there we go. You might like it like that. I don't know. Here's a heat gun. I'll talk about heat guns. This one is a shrink wrap gun. Very low, very light, because you don't want to scorch your paint. But it's going to do something interesting. It's going to make these cells pop up. They might pop up anyway, but it's just fun to watch it happen. And so we go over, very lightly, careful not to scorch it. We're not going to do anything else to this. It's going to finish itself. And it might finish itself off. You'll find that happens sometimes. But we're not going to worry about that. We're going to put that aside. There's our flip cup. And there's all its pretty little cells. You couldn't paint those unless it took you a year. And I'm not going to spend a year doing that. And you don't have a year to spend doing that. But you can do one of these just as fast as we just did it. Now, we're going to do a technique I use a lot, which I call stripe and swipe. So we're just pouring stripes, well, they're curly stripes, onto the canvas. Just like that. And there's my red, because I really like red. And then, I just like bright stuff. So here's yellow, kind of clownish looking at this point. A little yellow here and there. And then we've got all our other colors too, so we want to use them. Let's see, what do we got? We got white. Oh, white. White likes to make cells. Even if it doesn't show up white, it does some kind of cool thing. Now we got some blue. Where are we going to put the blue? Oh, we put some blue right there. Oh, maybe a little blue right there, up there. Oh, we got some spots. We don't want any dry spots. But as you see, I'm going to have some. Oh, I slap some. It doesn't matter. All right. So you see, you can squeeze these little cups and make thinner little squiggles. Okay? If you want to make a thinner squiggle, you can do that. Well, now we've got stuff on there. Now we're going to go fast again because I'm going to do this somewhat tedious. I just want the colors to meet each other so there's no dry holes. Like yellow, meet blue. And it's all friendly, and then before I swipe it. So I'm going to speed this up. And I see I had to add a little more red and a couple holes there, but we don't want to blend it all over because it's going to turn into mud. We don't want mud. Mud is not good unless you're painting mud. Then maybe it'd be good. But okay, and this is construction paper, cheap stuff, and I'm just wiggling and swiping. You go like, oh, I liked it better before. But notice up there where the red is. Oh, and notice what the heat gun's doing. It's bringing out fabulous cells out of all over the place. And it's sort of like magic, and it's fun to watch. So here they are. This is a pretty good, robust group of cells. Ta-da! We like it now. They always look good at this point, or they usually look good at this point. Now they're going to dry. It has to dry perfectly flat. The important thing is the paint consistency has to be just right, and it has to dry perfectly flat. And you got it. Now, if there's a problem, it was one of those problems. It was not that you didn't have this expensive material or other. It was a process problem, okay? And you are at least in control of that much of the process. After that, nature takes its course. Here I'm trying to be a little cooler, a little more restrained. Oh, look at this blue. So people who like blue, they might find this very restful. Maybe we would do blues and greens. But no, that's not the colors we've got. But look at, I'm being good. I'm using blue and light blue and white. I'm being good so far. But I'm going to, if I forget that, where's the red? Where's that red? Red. I'm pinching it. But I'm gonna restrain myself. I'm just gonna put little squigglies, little red squiggly things, little squiggly. Not a big red glob or anything. Well, you might say I like it like that, and you could stop there. You're the artist. I'm not going to because I'm gonna show you swipe and swipe. Now we've got a lot of dry holes, so I'm trying to fill them in with the yellow. And you can see you can use any color you want. I just use red, yellow, blue, black, and white, and I mix any colors I want. But there's lots of colors out there to play with, and a lot of them at the dollar store. Now we're going to speed up the little hole mending process. Da, 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 da. But that is part of the process. Just, we don't need to watch every little hole getting filled in, do we? We got the idea. Hey, red, meet blue. Hey, red, meet yellow. Yellow, yellow, meet red. Oh, we're just introducing everybody. Here we go. Now, how are we going to swipe that? I don't know. I don't know how to swipe it. I have to make a decision here. Lots of ways I could swipe it. I think I'm going to do this. Yeah, just kind of a arc, shall we call that? I'm like, oh no, you ruined it. The bottom, I'm going to swipe the bottom too, but I am putting a lot of thought into this, and you will, and you'll put more thought into it as you figure out how to do it. But basically, that wasn't hard. It was the mixing perfectly and the drying perfectly flatly. And I had a dry hole I had to cover up here, so I had to swipe the whole darn thing to keep it consistent. And apparently I had another dry hole I needed to do something. Now you can see in the background there that this thing is already working. It's already making cells. I don't know, I just think that's kind of magical. It's very fun to watch. I like to watch other people do it too. So, what do we think? We're going to get our gun out here? Are we ready? No. Oh, I lost my glove somewhere along this process. Okay, now. It's working, making cells. What you gonna do? Get the heat gun. Lightly, don't burn it. Lightly, 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 lightly. A hairdryer works. They sell these torches you can use. Well, a hairdryer works, and most people have a hairdryer. They can find one in the secondhand store, and they work. So don't get hung up on that kind of thing. Oh, we're getting cells up the yin-yang here. Whoa, crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm liking you cells. That's pretty cool. Now you can do this. Yours is going to look just as good if you mixed correctly, and it's going to stay looking good if it's drying perfectly flat. Sometimes a canvas, especially a bigger one, has a sag in the middle. All your paint will run to the lowest point. So the straighter it is, like glass, it won't go anywhere on glass, but then you got glass you're trying to deal with.
Or you could use an old record album, or a piece of hardboard or wood, anything that's flat and pretty darn smooth. But you're the artist, so use your imagination and have fun. Talk to you later.